Alright guys, it's the Red Pill Dispensary. Here we go. Trump. Coming right up. Why is it off? Spot. I heard it was going down. By the way, guys, this earthquake, there's been 87 aftershocks. Just want to report that. And there's something I also want to report afterwards about basically the what's going on with so I only have one up, right? Not two. Okay, good. Alright, and I'm gonna some news. The mainstream media finally caught up on the silent war, the cyber war, electronic war that I've been talking about for, I mean, in particular to Iran for like a week, and in general for months. So they're finally picking up on it and starting to report it today. But let's get Trump up there, huh? These are my buddies. So they got it, which means I got it. But, you know, I got permission, so. So we'll get this right up for you.
They and thousands before us served with immense distinction, and they loved every minute of that service. To young Americans across our country, now is your chance to join our military and make a truly great statement in life, and you should do it. Do it. We will now begin our celebration of the United States Armed Forces, honoring each branch's unique culture, rich history, service song, and distinct legacy. I invite Acting Secretary, please, Mark Esper, Secretary of Defense, and Chairman Dunford, head of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, please join me. In August of 1790, by request of George Washington and Alexander Hamilton, Congress established a fleet of 10 swift vessels to defend our shores. These revenue cutters would fight pirates, stop smugglers, and safeguard our borders. They are the ancestors of our faithful Coast Guard. When our ships were seized and sailors kidnapped by foreign powers in 1812, it was a revenue cutter, the swift schooner Thomas Jefferson, that swept in to capture the first British vessel of the war. In 1897, when 265 whalers were trapped in ice and the ice fields of Alaska were closing up, courageous officers trekked 1,500 miles through the frozen frontier to rescue those starving men from certain death. In 1942, the Coast Guard manned landing craft for invasions in the Pacific when the enemy attacked U.S. Marines from the shores of Guadalcanal. Coast Guard Signalman First Class Douglas Munro used his own boat to shield his comrades from pounding gunfire. Munro gave his life. Hundreds of Marines were saved. As he lay dying on the deck, his final question embodied devotion that sails with every Coast Guardsman. Did they get off? On D-Day, the Coast Guard's famous Matchbox fleet served valiantly through every hour of the greatest amphibious invasion in the history of our country. One coxswain said the water boiled with bullets like a mud puddle in hailstorm, but still the Coast Guard braved death to put our boys on Utah and Omaha beaches. Every Coast Guardsman is trusted to put service before all. Coasties plunge from helicopters and barrel through pouring rain and crashing waves to save American lives. They secure our borders from drug runners and terrorists in rough seas, at high speeds. Their sharpshooters take out smugglers' engines with a single shot. They never miss. When the red racing stripes of a Coast Guard vessel break the horizon, when their chopper blades pierce the sky, those in distress know that the help is on their way, and our enemies know their time has come. These guardians of our waters stand semper paratus. They are always ready. They are the United States Coast Guard. Representing the Coast Guard today, you will soon see an HH-60 Jayhawk helicopter based at Coast Guard Air Station Clearwater, along with an HH-65 Dolphin from Air Station Atlantic City and an HC-144 Ocean Sentry from Air Station Miami. Thank you. Thank you to the Coast Guard. On a cold December morning in 1903, a miracle occurred over the dunes of Kitty Hawk, North Carolina, when two bicycle makers from Ohio defied gravity with a 12-horsepower engine, wings made of cotton, and just a few dollars in their pockets. Just 6 years later, America was training its first pilots to take these magnificent machines up and over the field of battle. In World War I, our flyboys rushed the skies of Europe, and aces like Eddie Rickenbacker filled hearts and headlines with tales of daring duels in the clouds. General Billy Mitchell saw the promise of this technology and risked court-martial in his quest for an independent Air Force. He was proven right when empires across the oceans tried to carve up the world for themselves. And America stood in the way. We wouldn't let it happen. After Pearl Harbor, Lieutenant Colonel James Doolittle and his raiders flew B-25 bombers off a carrier deck in the deep Pacific in a daring feat of American resolve. And as President Roosevelt said, the Nazis built a fortress around Europe, but they forgot to put a roof on it. So we crushed them all from the air. 177 Liberator bombers flew dangerously low through broad daylight without fighter protection to cripple the Nazi war machine at Ploiesti. More than 300 airmen gave their lives to destroy the enemy oil refineries, and 5 pilots were awarded the Congressional Medal of Honor for their actions in that single raid. It was Airman Chuck Yeager who first broke the sound barrier. It was airmen like Gus Grissom and Buzz Aldrin who traded their Sabre jets for rockets to the stars. And it is our incredible airmen today who wield the most powerful weapon systems on the planet Earth. For over 65 years, no enemy air force has managed to kill a single American soldier because the skies belong to the United States of America. No enemy has attacked our people without being met by a roar of thunder and the awesome might of those who bid farewell to earth and soar into the wild blue yonder. They are the United States Air Force. Representing the Air Force, you will soon see beautiful, brand new F-22 Raptors from Langley Air Force Base in Virginia, and one magnificent B-2 stealth bomber from Whiteman Air Force Base in Missouri. What a great country. In October of 1775, the Continental Congress ordered the construction of 2 swift sailing vessels, each carrying 10 cannons and 80 men to sail eastward. Our young fleet tested their sea legs against the most powerful navy the world has ever seen. John Paul Jones, America's first great naval hero, said, "I wish to have no connection with any ship that does not sail fast, for I intend to go in harm's way." He got his wish many times when his ship was shot into pieces off the coast of England by a British vessel and her 4 dozen guns. When demanded to surrender, Jones very famously declared, "I have not yet begun to fight." When our Navy begins fighting, they finish the job. The War of 1812, Captain James Lawrence fell with his brothers on the USS Chesapeake. His dying command gained immortality.
Booyah, U.S. Navy, booyah!
In the Battle of Mobile Bay, Admiral David Farragut lashed himself to the rigging of his flagship to see beyond the cannon smoke, crying, "Damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead." In World War II, it was aviators launched from the carrier Enterprise, Hornet, Yorktown, who filled the skies of Midway and turned the tide of the Pacific War. Nobody could beat us. Nobody could come close. On D-Day, CB engineers came ashore to destroy blockades and barriers, making way for the invasion. Many lost their lives, but they took the German defenses with them, and our men crushed upon the beaches like a mighty storm. From the naval demolition units of World War II arose a force that became famous in the Mekong Delta. They don't want to see our force again. The very best of the very best, the Navy SEALs. It was the SEALs who delivered vengeance on the terrorists who planned the September 11th attack on our homeland. It was the SEALs who stand ready to bring righteous retribution in mountain, jungle, desert to those who do us harm. America's sailors are not born. They are forged by the sea. Their traditions are rich with the salt and blood of 3 centuries. When Old Glory crests the waves of foreign shores, every friend and every foe knows that justice sails those waters. It sails the United States Navy. Representing our great Navy today will be 2 F-18 Super Hornets from Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia, along with 2 F-35 Lightnings from Naval Air Station Lemoore in California. The Continental Congress created 2 battalions of a new kind of warrior, one who kept and would protect our ships and sailors and be at home, both ashore and in the mast, with musket in hand. Their versatility was proven in the War of Independence when 234 Continental Marines conducted their first amphibious raid, capturing the British supply of gunpowder and cannons at Fort Nassau. Ever since, Marines have fought in every American war. Their legend has grown and grown and grown with each passing year. It was the Marines who won America's first overseas battle, vanquishing Barbary pirates on the shores of Tripoli. Their high, stiff collar, which shielded them from the pirate's sword, earned them the immortal name Leatherneck. It was the Marines who, after 2 long days of battle, marched through the halls of Montezuma. It was the Marines who took heavy casualties to kick the Kaiser's troops out of Belleau Wood in World War I, earning the title Devil Dogs. And it was the Marines who raised the flag on the black sands of Iwo Jima. From the Chosin Reservoir to Quezon, from Helmand to Baghdad, Marines have struck fear into the hearts of our enemies and put solace into the hearts of our friends. Marines always lead the way. After the 1983 Marine barracks bombing in Beirut, which claimed the lives of 241 great U.S. servicemen, Marine Sergeant Jeffrey Nashton lay in bandages, so badly wounded, barely alive. When the Commandant of the Marine Corps came to visit his hospital, Sergeant Nashton had to feel for the general's collar. He wanted to feel his 4 stars. He could not see and he could not speak. He signaled for pen and paper, and with shaking hand he wrote 2 words, Semper Fi. That motto, Semper Fidelis, always faithful, burns in the soul of every Marine, a sacred promise the Corps has kept since the birth of our country. They are the elite masters of air and land and sea on battlefields all across the globe. They are the United States Marines. Representing the Marine Corps today will be a brand new VH-92, soon to serve as Marine One, along with 2 V-22 Ospreys from the famed HMX-1 helicopter squadron at Quantico, the Nighthawks. In June of 1775, the Continental Congress created a unified army out of the revolutionary forces encamped around Boston and New York, and named after the great George Washington, Commander-in-Chief. The Continental Army suffered a bitter winter of Valley Forge, found glory across the waters of the Delaware, and seized victory from Cornwallis of Yorktown. Our Army manned the airport. It ran the ramparts. It took over the airports. It did everything it had to do. And at Fort McHenry, under the rocket's red glare, it had nothing but victory. And when dawn came, their star-spangled banner waved defiant. At Shiloh, Antietam, and Gettysburg, our soldiers gave the last full measure of devotion for the true unity of our nation and the freedom of all Americans. In the trenches of World War I, an Army sergeant named Alvin York faced an inferno of enemy fire and refused to retreat. He said, "I won't leave, I won't stop." He shot his rifle 18 times, killing 18 of the enemy. When they fixed bayonets and charged, he killed 7 more. The entire German machine gun battalion surrendered because of one man, Alvin York. A generation later, the Army returned to Europe and embarked upon a great crusade. With knives and rifles in hand, the Rangers scaled the cliffs of Normandy. The 101st Airborne leapt into the danger from above, illuminated only by enemy flares, explosions, and burning aircraft. They threw back the Nazi Empire with lightning of their own from the turrets of Sherman tanks and the barrels of the M1 rifle. In the darkness of the Battle of the Bulge, with Nazis on every side, one soldier is reported to have said, "They've got us surrounded again, the poor bastards." Outnumbered, American warriors fought through the bunkers of Pork Chop Hill and held the line of civilization in Korea. In the elephant grass of Vietnam, the 1st Cavalry made its stand amid a forest consumed in flame with enemies at every single turn. The Army brought America's righteous fury down to al-Qaeda in Afghanistan and cleared the bloodthirsty killers from their caves. They liberated Fallujah and Mosul and helped liberate and obliterate the ISIS caliphate just recently in Syria, 100% gone. Through centuries, our soldiers have always pointed toward home, proclaiming, "This we'll defend." They live by the creed of Douglas MacArthur: "In war, there is no substitute for victory." They are the greatest soldiers on earth. Nearly 250 years ago, a volunteer army of farmers and shopkeepers, blacksmiths, merchants, and militiamen risked life and limb to secure American liberty and self-government. This evening, we have witnessed the noble might of the warriors who continue that legacy. They guard our birthright with vigilance and fierce devotion to the flag and to our great country. Now we must go forward as a nation with that same unity of purpose. As long as we stay true to our course, as long as we remember our great history, as long as we never, ever stop fighting for a better future, then there will be nothing that America cannot do. Thank you. We will always be the people who defeated a tyrant, crossed a continent, harnessed science, took to the skies, and soared into the heavens, because we will never forget that we are Americans and the future belongs to us. The future belongs to the brave, the strong, the proud, and the free. We are one people chasing one dream and one magnificent destiny. We all share the same heroes, the same home, the same heart, and we are all made by the same Almighty God. From the banks of the Chesapeake to the cliffs of California, from the humming shores of the Great Lakes to the sand dunes of the Carolinas, from the fields of the heartland to the Everglades of Florida, the spirit of American independence will never fade, never fail, but will reign forever and ever and ever. So once more, to every citizen throughout our land, have a glorious Independence Day. Have a great 4th of July. I want to thank the Army Band, the National Park Service, the Interior Department, the incredible pilots overhead, and those who are making possible the amazing fireworks display later this evening. Now, as the band plays the Battle Hymn of the Republic, I invite the First Lady, Vice President and Mrs. Pence, the service secretaries and military leaders to join me on stage for one more salute to America by the famous, incredible, talented Blue Angels. God bless you, God bless the military, and God bless America. Happy 4th of July.
my life, and I had to start again. It was my children and my wife. I thank my lucky stars to be living.
Back here at the Right Side Broadcasting Studio, what a beautiful evening, a celebration of America, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, and a salute to America. Here on Right Side Broadcasting, you saw it here all day long. What a beautiful, beautiful celebration of this country. And anyone who tells you this is political, they don't know what they're talking about. And I hope that every American was inspired by this tonight, because
All right. I know there's like a huge delay, but let me make sure Anchor's away. Play. I was trying to play when they announced the Navy. You know, like for each branch. You know, I actually had someone in each branch of my family, except the Marines, actually. Actually, no, wait. I mean, Amanda, your grandfather was in the Army. He was Marines, correct? Yeah. What am I saying? Yeah. I'm sorry. The grandfather of Amanda, my child's mother, was Marine. So actually, yeah, all 4 branches. I put Army in the chat by accident. That was one of mine. And they both fought in Korea, and they both survived. All right. Yeah, he was a Marine. I forgot. For some reason I put Army. Alright, now I'm gonna be live though, guys. So. Alright, you guys can hear me. Let's begin checking audio. Is the audio good, guys? Audio. Just an audio check before I go. I'm gonna get out some news. Yes, I like it. It was old-fashioned. I like it. They didn't show the tanks though. There's a huge delay. I couldn't when I put it on my phone compared to what I'm streaming. It's like unbelievable the delay. I'm not even talking yet. Man, but this is gonna be dead airspace. You guys are gonna see how this is dead airspace. So I'm just gonna go forward, assuming that there's audio. There should be audio. I got the audio up. I got this. Yep, I got audio up. All right, no problems. Okay. All right, guys. So, hold on 1 second. Hey, that's not the best time. I'm about to, for the first time, actually be live. Okay. Hey, Amanda. Not yet. You know what? Okay. Yes, my audio is good. My audio is good. Alright. 2 things I want to get out there. Alright, you guys are, we're all here, right? We're all here. Everyone can see me? Can I get some kind of confirmation? It's just such a delay. I'm just going to go with it. Whatever happens, happens. Okay, so, first of all, I just want to present something. You know, I said I'd do something, but what can I do over the internet, right? But just that appreciation. Yeah. All right. So this right here, this is all real, of course. Roses. Yeah, nice. I just want to thank you guys that, you know, donated the way you did. You didn't have to donate that much, but you did, and I just want to thank you in my own way. These will be watered. These will be taken care of. You know, in honor of Kelly Kibo, Tabby, of course. Thank you so much, Tabby, Samantha, and I don't know what I'd do without you as well. You know who? Mark Knott. Thank you guys all. This is for you guys. I'll take care of this. I got a rose for each one of you, all 3 of you. So I don't know. I figure it's the thought that counts, right? So thank you guys. It's pretty nice, you know. I don't know if it's getting on the camera well. Maybe if I hold it by my clutter, you can see it better. Alright? So thank you guys. That's my thank you. You know, what else can I do over the internet, but thank you guys, and I'll take care of these from my 3 roses. Alright, so thank you. I just don't know how to express appreciation when people realize the work I put into this channel. And of course, you know, whenever you have a big video, you get, you know, like a lot of people who are not. I mean, I had more people viewing my last video, not my last one, but the other night's video than I do have subscribers. And a lot of them like say all these things. They don't know me. For some reason they seem to be Australian. Or a couple, there were 2 guys and 1 or 3 guys, and 2 of them are Australian. I don't know if it's my accent. I don't know if it's because I stay up until 5:30 in the morning with you guys and then get up with the baby at 6:30 on average, sometimes 6, sometimes 7. I mean, but I'm tired a lot, you know, and they're like, oh man, you need to sober up. You have great info and great work, great work ethic, but you need to sober up. I don't know, maybe I'm tired, you know what I mean? I know it's like out of 1,800 people, 3 people say something. It's like out of 1,800 people, you're gonna have 3 people say something. I mean, but it seems like they were like AA guys. Personally, AA didn't work for me. I did it on my own through will, and I'm over 5 years now. Every May I hit 6 years. In May, every May is when I hit my year, and it's easy to remember because it's May 2nd. So anyway, that's my date, and been sober since, you know. And then once I had my baby, it went from being sober to changing my lifestyle. You know what I mean? Like just 100% dad and nothing else. Well, not nothing else, but that's always the, that's the gasoline in my engine. You know what I'm saying? All right. So again, thank you guys. All right, Tabby, Kelly, Mark Knott, thank you. And of course Samantha as well. Okay, but you know the three roses for each. All right, I'll take care of this. Let me put this over here. I have a vase over here. Well, it's like a ghetto vase, but it's still a vase. I mean, where's that vase I got? Well, it's not a vase, you know. It's, where? Which table? Where's the vase? Oh, here it is. Alrighty, so I will keep this right here. My luck, it will follow me during the stream, but that's fine. Let me see if that even fits in the picture. No. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. How can I do this? You know what? Hey, can you give me that table?
34. Oh, no.
Nah, forget it. It's alright. You know what? This is how we're rolling. So ghetto. Alright, so you guys can see that in the background. Alright, and that's for you guys. You know, I don't know how to express thank you for things, but I try my best to be thoughtful and just, you know, I'm not used to anyone ever donating on the channel, and to see my hard work be, recognized means a lot. So you three, thank you so much, and everybody else that donated as well. It's for all of you. But those three like really went above and beyond. So just wanted to give a thank you to everybody. Okay, so a couple things I want to talk about. Let me just check the thought that counts. Oh, okay. So usually when someone says that, good job. All right, that's funny. Okay, no, but it is the thought that counts. I mean, in all reality. All right, I'm still. All right, you know what? I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Amanda, hey, really? Amanda, I'm live. So we have company on the 4th. So sorry, but expect this type of stuff. A little bit of noise, a little bit of stuff in the background there. Oh, it's only clutter though. I don't like that. How's that? That's good. Alright, I'll even slouch a bit. Let me see. Hey, Olivia, what are you doing? Oh, you eating that? Wait, give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yeah. Let me peel it for you. Let me peel it. Here. There you go. Oh, she loves those the mandarin orange, the small ones. Alright guys, so a couple things. Okay, so after watching a few follow-up videos, now I could have been first with that information with the subs, but I decided to make sure that I was not being irresponsible when I reported certain things and get as much knowledge as I can on what I can. Very quiet on the American side, but you can pick up little bits and nuggets from other sources. So basically, it looks like the Lushac, they did have a fire. They did have some kind of gas go on. There were some that were able to. Now picture this. I mentioned this in another video. It's like a. And by the way, if you want to see, I think the best video with the most facts, along with my video, you know what I mean? I think we gave a lot of great facts, but he basically echoed most of them. Florida Maquis, if you guys want to check out his video. But a lot of the things about the ship, about the situation, he had a lot of similar intel. So that tells me that my intel was good, and plus I knew it was good because who it came from. He explained it kind of. I have a different way of explaining it. It's kind of picture like a whale, right? A big mother whale, and it has a baby whale. Well, what's the baby whale do? The baby whale kind of stays on the bottom of the mother, right? For protection, feed, all that, and that's how it learns. And, so. Picture that, and then picture that with submarines. All right, so you have a big, Russian sub that is capable of, probably one of their best because it's protecting one of the. I would say that we know of their most coveted naval asset, submarine-wise. Because the Admiral Gorshkov that pulled into Cuba may be their coveted most naval asset. Although, I don't know, this thing's pretty amazing. So it can dive down to 8,000 feet, and basically, in the military, doing cryptologic collection, through frequencies, we start to learn there's always patterns that develop. And there'll be a pattern of I'm trying to say this without saying anything classified, which I already kind of thought out, so it'll be fine. Don't worry. All right, no need to stop messing with my stuff like it has been lately. With the frequencies, let's just say find a way of finding them, and we will listen. And they know that. And we also know that they're doing that with us. Now this brings me to two different stories, but I'll start with the first one first because we're already onto it. The Lesage. Pull it up. But anyway, so like I said, it's on the underbelly of the mommy whale, which is the big sub. Now you think the big sub is no. That little tiny sub with 25 men. First of all, that's like their that's like the best of the best, most mentally strong, most like educated. I mean, those sailors that were on that sub, the small sub that had the fire, are some of the best that they have in their whole fleet. They're on the most secret sub. It's a spy sub. It's also nuclear capable. Okay, so big time problem, right? Now, did you guys heard about like a missing sub as well? Out of Argentina, I believe Argentina or Venezuela. I think it was Argentina. Missing sub that had some capabilities. Oh, by the way, it also has cloaking capabilities. Now, one thing I did not know about this sub is that, and this is something that's used all the time, and excuse the background noise, we have company for the 4th, so it just is what it is. You know what, I'm just going to hold this. This is like lame with all the clutter. I'm gonna hold this the whole show. So, basically, they. One thing I did not know about this particular sub that I found out from Florida Marquis, which is why I recommend this video, because basically everything I said, he said, except he added a little bit, and this is what he added that I found interesting. It can lay mines, and these mines will stay on the seabed of the ocean. Now, every ship, every sub, every boat, everything has their own kind of like frequency in the water. Its own sonic, sonic that you can identify it by. There's technology where they'll have this mine and something will go over it and they know, oh, that's, a merchant vessel for Canada. And another one goes over, oh, that's a destroyer for the United States Navy. Another one, so you got it? Even in a situation like, if you catch my drift, I don't know, like a Japanese and a Norwegian oil tanker going overhead, it will know that that's exactly what it is. And if they decide to, they can deploy that mine. It'll come up to the surface. Boom. Now, this explains past attacks. It makes it make a lot more sense because people had a lot of conspiracy theories because they claimed it was hit by let's say like a man on a boat, whereas the damage was more from underneath, like it came from under. So it almost seems like something like I would say, like I thought it was like Olympic mines with frogmen, but not of the U.S. Navy, but maybe of the deep state or the Russians, or somebody who would have some kind of interest in Iran having a conflict with the U.S. Now, yes, some would say the U.S. has an interest in that. But you know what? We had our chance. We could have if we wanted to. And I believe that President Trump is trying his best to stay out of war. But just keep that in mind, that technology of the mine, it knows exactly what type of ship is going above in the water. Even though these things can go as deep as 8,000 feet. I don't know if they can lay their mine and still detect at that depth. But, in the Strait of Hormuz, the depth, I wonder what the depth is there, but I bet you it's not that much. It's not, it's not 8,000 plus, but it could be. But anyways, that's like another theory now. My theory was all along that Iran was not directly responsible. Although Iran did kind of know, unless it was deep state. But I was thinking more along the lines of like the Russians or, something like that. But what a perfect thing, the fact that something just happened to that sub has to tell you something. So if something happened to that sub, then why, right? Did we find out that that was the sub that laid that mine, and as soon as that oil tanker went over, they said, okay, that's the tanker we're gonna hit? Despite, even though the people on board were saying they thought it came from a drone. But when you're over the Strait of Hormuz and there's all this chatter and it's potential war with Iran and the U.S., which is really cabal and cabal. It's not just Iran; it's a whole group of countries, and the powers that be that control them, and the powers that be that control us to a point, because Trump is a little bit unpredictable. Says he launched the attack, didn't, but in that time that he launched the attack, it kind of exposed some deep state operatives, just deep state players. When you started hearing some of the Democrats coming out saying some ridiculous stuff, they're like, I can't believe he's doing this and this and this, and they had like talking points ready. It wasn't like they just off the cuff. You could tell it was like talking points, because I've seen these people talk off the cuff. I mean, have you watched the debates? So trust me, it was a planned statement, and then he called it off. Although, if you've been watching me, that I don't think that's the actual situation. I believe that was planned. He planned, he might have set up as if they were going to strike, have everything in place. But there was never a strike that was going to happen. The real strike did come that same day, however. And that brings me to the next business that we're going to talk about. And that is the ongoing silent war between the U.S. and Iran, between the U.S. and Russia, between the U.S. and the world. All right, our allies are aligning with the enemy. I thought at least Europe. No, Europe is now opening trades with Iran. It sounds like right now, our greatest ally, Britain maybe, but really, I mean, in reality, as far as for our purposes right now, it'd be the Saudis, which is why Trump really wants to get this deal through to give them all these this great military equipment and arms and things like that. But of course, that's trying to be blocked by the Democrats. It's almost as if like they're anti-American. I don't get it. If anyone was wondering why I'm holding flowers, just watch the video again. It's not for no reason. Okay, so anyway, so now all of a sudden, if you watch Fox News, before the speech came on and all that, all they were talking about was that the cyber war has ramped up. The cyber war has ramped up between Iran and the U.S. Now that's something that if you are a regular Red Pill News dispensary listener, that's old news. That's very old news. I mean, look back at my videos, that's all we've been talking about is, we have a war before a war. And it's the cyber war, it's the electronic war, power grid war, anything like that. Because the type of weaponry that we use is so devastating that, sometimes through sanctions and shutting them down, with especially a cyber war. Like I said, we didn't strike them that day when they gave that whole thing, oh, how many are going to die? Do you think the president didn't already have a briefing with how many civilians would die? Well, not just civilians, but people in general. You think he didn't already know that? The United States, the commander-in-chief. And those of you that don't like Trump, he's an idiot, he doesn't read the briefing. Well, in a situation like that, trust me, he knew. Okay, in a situation like that, let's say he was the type that didn't read the briefing books, which I think was just more fake news. He would know. The general would make sure he knows. Like, listen, this is going to be the cost of life for Iran. So depending on that, you can kind of gauge their response as best as you can. And it was a planned thing. You kind of set a bar, said we'll hit you like that for this, but that's not really proportional. So we're gonna do other things. But instead, we did something that's more damaging to them, and proof that it was more damaging to them than losing 150 men, or I think it was mostly military and scientists maybe, that they would have lost. But it proves true. Like I said, this is worse for Iran. They would rather lose, they'd rather get bombed, lose the 150 men, have a reason to get up with their allies and do some type of attack. They've been trying to bait him into war for a while, even our own people, because there is money in war, the military-industrial complex. But Trump has held back. Now, we still haven't heard any news. Q pointed to today. Poor situation with Cappy pointed to today. Some other intel has pointed today as far as the comet that hit the sun. The solar flare from that comet hitting the sun will be hitting us. It's hitting us as we speak. Not to mention the quake. I don't know, maybe Brian Knight, when you watch this, you can leave in the comments, would a solar flare have anything to do with quakes? Because we had that 6.4 in California, just northeast of LA, and there have been, as of last I checked, the source let me know, someone who lives there, they are following it very closely, and I appreciate them keeping me updated. At that point, it was about a half hour ago, there has been 87 aftershocks. Now, as I was watching about this, let me just say this about the earthquake quick before I go further on Iran. This is very important information. There was a scientist I saw on TV, and it was Fox News, but this guy knew what he was talking about. And he said, with a quake like that, with this many aftershocks, I would put the chance for a bigger, way more devastating quake. Like you hear aftershock. Well, he said this 6.4 and all these other aftershocks may be pre-shocks, or I forget how he worded it. I think he actually said pre-shock, if that's the term. I'm pretty sure he said it that way. And he said the chances that is the case is 5%. There's a 5% chance that this 6.4 is only the beginning of what is coming of a bigger, way more powerful earthquake. Because as you can see, you'll have an earthquake, then you have the aftershocks. They're, much less than the Richter scale. Well, I would assume that the pre-shock to, if something was coming, it would be much more than 6.4. So that's what he reported, and he also said, as soon as I heard it, I was like, wow. So basically, a 1 in 20 chance. I mean, 1 in 20? That's unbelievable. You could take, I'm trying to think of something that's like 20. I don't know, take your hands, both hands, and both toes. Alright, now pick one. Really, in your head, pick one. It could be any of your fingers. Right finger, any of them. Left finger, any of them. Right foot, left foot. And I'll guess. Right pinky toe. If I was right, guess what? Another quake that just hit that was so devastating. That who knows what? I mean, it's gonna. Who knows what the chain reaction from it's gonna be? That is the odds of a quake coming, and this 6.4 only being a prelude to a bigger quake. 1 in 20. So I hope I did my best to make that, make you understand, that you hear 5%, you're like, oh, that's nothing. No, it's close enough that it's very alarming, and people need to know that. So 1 in 20. I mean, that's, like I said, both fingers, both hands. Oh, did I say, so right pinky toe. So when you thought of one, if you thought right pinky toe, guess what? Boom. It just hit. You know what I mean? Metaphorically. Theoretically. So, alright. You know what? I never do this, but I'm just gonna do this. She's been on, and you know what? Olivia, what are you doing? Yeah. Oh, you know what? She's busy. Hey, look. Oh my God, she's putting banana on the dog. Banana dog. She does her and the dog are like in love, but she does this crazy stuff with the dog. Alright, so back to Iran. So I hope you guys understand that. So as of right now, I had just seen this. It blew my mind. She said that, you know, okay, so based on the amount of aftershocks and just the depth and, you know, the seismologists, they know so many different factors that I'd be a fool if I tried to name each one. But based on all the data, there's a 1 in 20 chance that quake. There's also a 19 in 20 chance that it's just a quake and that's it. Now we're just talking for this moment. Olivia, huh? What's the matter? What's the matter, my boo-boo? No, you can't do that. It's okay though. So there would be a 1 in 20 chance that this quake is a prelude to a bigger, way bigger quake. I just want to put that. I'm not trying to do fair porn, but if anybody who's used to this site, we don't do fair porn. We speak facts. That's a fact. 1 in 20. So that's what I said. Both hands, both toes. So I'm not gonna keep on saying it, but that's a fact. I don't do fair porn. I say facts. You know, you don't see in the description, quake is going to hit, you know, good chances, and you'll see that in other videos. But that's the truth. 1 in 20 chance that is going to lead to a big quake, and that's pretty alarming to me. That's not a long shot. I mean, it is, but it isn't when you're talking about a disaster potentially. Now, again, the MSM, they're way behind on this Iran, cyber war story. I mean, we were ahead of it even before we knew that we hit them with cyber attacks. That's what I was been telling you, not just with Iran, but with Russia and especially China. If you guys remember, some of our planes were just like crashing out of nowhere, helicopters as well. Also, a big thing that, you know, because I was a Navy guy, I know makes no sense. U.S. Navy ships were just like ramming into merchant ships, like just like oops, but we have like the most advanced radar, and like I said during the Trump rally, the U.S. Navy is the most powerful force, period, on Earth. I mean, we have the Marines, we have all these great ships, we have these great subs, aircraft carriers, huge amount of aircraft. The U.S. Navy alone is so powerful. Most important asset of the United States. That doesn't take away from any branch. It's just, as a Navy guy, I would be biased, but it's a fact. So, with that being said, I kind of lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, so I wasn't so much a like in the Navy, like a real salty sailor. They're the they're like ship on the crew. They're like on the what's it called? What's the rate? I can't think of the rate right now. But basically, they swab the decks. They do all the dirty work. But they're the true salty sailors. Whereas I was kind of locked away in a vault. I shouldn't say I. Navy guys who do crypto, I'd locked in vaults and things like that. As for me, I was on shore duties with direct support to submarines. So if a submarine all of a sudden needed a crypto, let's say there was something going on, they wanted a second crypto, or their crypto wasn't doing too well, or anything happened, I would be sent directly anywhere in the Pacific. Not classified, just that was my orders. But it turned out, nothing like that happened, and I just stayed on shore duty. And at the time, North Korea, a lot of stuff out of there and things like that. But what we're able to do in a cyber attack, like I said, when he said he called off the attack, okay, he called off the attack, but we hit them so much harder. And I've been saying it, that this stuff's been going on, all our ships going into other ships. That does not happen. We were somehow hacked, and they messed with our radar system. And when you depend on technology too much, things like that can happen. So I think we fixed all that all up. Then it started happening to our F-35As, which is something that we've been selling and we've been kind of promoting. If you remember when the Polish president was just here 2 weeks ago, not even. And he bought a bunch of F-35As. Before that, Japan had bought a bunch of F-35As, one which went defective. We probably reimbursed them or something, but it went defective and crashed. And you know, they know that it's most likely an enemy, maybe China, maybe Russia. Russia still has a great cyber team. Believe it or not, North Korea, their greatest strength military-wise, outside of their location, is their cyber warfare guys. Because you gotta think about it. The guys that they pick, they do it like based on genes and loyalty to their supreme leader. But they will be taught from my daughter's age up until adulthood about cracking codes and hacking and all this stuff. So these guys are pretty good. So my point basically is that the mainstream media is now reporting this cyber warfare war going on. There's already a war going on. It's a cyber war. And it's been going on. It's been going on. They're just talking about it now. And I just wonder why they're talking about it now. I mean, I know it's been going on, so that means they know what's been going on. So it makes you think. So it was just announced. If you watch the Red Pill News, we've been talking about it forever, but in specific, as in respect to Iran, we've been talking about it ever since, those strikes. And how we ended up hitting them. Instead of hitting them with bombs, we hit them with a cyber warfare attack. And so, I think that definitely sparked them to return in some way. And there's rumors that they have some type of access to certain companies' personal info of clients and things like that, which could cause a lot of trouble. So we're gonna see how that goes, but it's been going on though. They make it sound like new news. This is old news. It's been going on, and basically when we really wanted to, we took down their whole defense missile system. We took down their comms, period, and all that. And another thing, I want to jump back and forth. I'm going to jump back to the sub. One thing that I think was worrisome about this sub is that sometimes, can you turn that down? I feel bad as the fourth, people are hanging out, trying to have fun. I'm like, can you turn it down? Sorry, I'm going to almost be done. Then we'll celebrate. And I'll be doing another video later with some call-ins. In fact, if somebody wants to call in, I'll let you know when. I'll take a call or two. Maybe one call, maybe two, depending on how quick the first call is and if the content's good. Okay, so this sub that had the fire, what it can also do is go down. And a lot of communications, they go through the air, the frequencies, you can intercept them. Well, a more secure way, let's say if the White House is talking to somebody else in the Capitol, they would do it through fiber optics, and that's underground. And they also do it on the seabed of the ocean. They'll have secure communications through fiber optics, and they are guarded. And however, you can, because they're at the seabed, if you have a cloaked device like this particular sub, there also is some rumblings that it was possibly trying to tap into, or was tapped into, with secure communications at the seabed floor in the fiber optic cables, which might be part of the reason why that happened. So maybe we didn't even have to fire anything. We just kind of shadowed them a little bit, and maybe a signal was able to be sent through the fiber optics that would cause something inside the ship, or maybe we just straight up hit it with a weapon that we don't know about yet. You know, the weapons that we know about now are barely used. You know what I mean? Like, there's so many new weapons, and there's so many new ways of handling technology now that, you know, the Department of Defense, they bought up all the AI patents, they bought up all of the D-Wave quantum mechanic computer, the quantum physics computer, which is a game changer. I'm so happy that we got it and nobody else. So the NSA, the DOD, they bought up that stuff, but you know, the patents and things like that. So they have access to all of that, and that is some amazing technology that, I mean, there's so many, it's just unbelievable. The D-Wave in particular, the quantum computers, what make it different from classical computers. Classical computers are ones and zeros. Quantum computers, they can be ones, like you have a 1, but it can also be a 0. You can have a 0, but it can also be a 1. It's almost like, some people hate this analogy, but it's a good analogy. Let's say you had like 4 dice, or die, I guess that would be the plural, right? And you roll them. And you can get a 1, you can get a 2, you can get a 3, you can get all these different combinations, and that's the way it works. You get all these different combinations. The only way that you can do that is inside of this machine, which is called a D-Wave. It was actually created in Canada. Gordy Rose, if you want to look up, he actually talks about it and how they are trying to reach other dimensional beings that are called the old ones of, and then he quotes this like demonic writer who had all these like he drew all these pictures, and they were very scary looking, basically like demon type stuff. And I know it sounds crazy, but go ahead, just Google it. And he said we are basically summoning demons, and he almost said it like nonchalant, but it's exactly what's going on. It's like they're tearing the veil along with CERN. And CERN, there's a lot going on there as well. They were supposed to be unoperational. Turns out 2 weeks ago they were operational on something huge. And then you have AI. If you don't know about AI, I'm thinking about doing a video just on AI. But to be honest with you, I've been 80% of my research has been on 5G. I'm going to come out with a very informative, both like white paper type talk as well as layman's terms type talk to describe the 5G so that you can understand it at any level. And if you are knowledgeable, then you can understand it at that level as well. So, and not just 5G, what it is, I mean, so many different aspects of 5G and why it's bad and what's, some things that have happened, and as far as like when they have used it, like for instance, like in South Korea, they were having a problem with wild pigs coming onto the Olympic grounds. Well, they put up the 5G towers, made a perimeter, turned it on. Those wild pigs went running for the hills. And what, of all animals, what animal has the closest, when you open them up, has the closest body to our own? You guessed it, a pig. So, it's interesting. And that's nothing compared to the information I have on the 5G. So it's going to be very informative, very fun. I won't make it too content heavy where you're yawning. It'll be fun. So I'm trying to think what else. Let me check out chat. So what do you guys got to say in chat? Let's see. See? 3 roses for my 3 friends who went out of their way and did something nice for me. And not just them. This is for the rest of you. Okay? It's just, I really appreciate things like that. I'm not used to it. Some people, they get donations every day, and I'm not used to that. And when I got all those donations, I was really appreciative. That meant a lot to me. So I just wanted to say thank you in my own way. Okay, so let's see what we got. I want to get to the stream. Where are you guys? Where are you guys? You guys should be over here. Alright. Wow, we don't have many watching. Did you guys get notifications? Mark not. Well, actually, everybody. Did you guys get notifications? Yeah, I know. She wasn't feeding the dog the banana. She just smushed the banana on her back. So, but yeah, bananas are bad. I didn't know that, but that's good to know. But my dog won't eat bananas or fruit. She's like straight meat. She's like all muscle, like her chest. Oh my, her chest is just like it. It's amazing. She like makes me feel like I need to go to the gym every time I look at her. So I just want to see what's going on here in chat, and I know there's a huge delay, which is, you know, I don't know what it's up. Like, I've always had a delay, but it's like 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds. Now I'm having delays of like 3 to 5 minutes, and it's crazy. Like, right now what I'm watching is, well, I can't tell, I'm just talking, holding the flowers, and my eyes do look heavy, but you know what, I actually smoked. I actually did smoke today, and I plan 2 more later. And the last time I did was months ago on a stream, not on the stream, but right before a stream. I told you guys then too. That got under my skin a little bit. Something that was in the comments. It got under my skin. Because, you know, when you put so much effort into something, and it's been something that you used to battle, and you've overcome it, and, you know, now you have this baby, and take care of the baby, and you do everything right, and you just put so much effort into something that you know, it's like, people ask me, do you ever sleep? Like, how do you sleep? And I'm like, well, I just basically kind of go without until I can't take it anymore. Which will happen last night. I literally passed out all night, woke up at midnight, was up for a little bit, and then passed out again. Solar flares and quakes. Yes, those are 2 things. So, alright, so far, what have we gotten? July 4th is supposed to be a big... okay, let me get the video still on me, I believe. Yes. So July 4th is supposed to be a huge date for something. The Q people were talking about it. We heard rumors from JFK is going to be announced, to Julian Assange is going to unleash all kinds of information, to the thing that I thought was the most probably the most realistic would be some type of currency change, or the beginning of a currency change, something like that. That's what I was thinking, that we would all of a sudden go and, you know, with the way gold is going, gold is flying up. Silver, which is, I went with silver, not gold. Well, 1, it's cheaper. 2, Richie from Boston started out my supply. And my supply isn't much, but he started me out. There's a video of that if you guys want to see it. Actually, you know what? If you guys want to see that video? This is before I ever did YouTube. I've only been doing YouTube, what, 3 months? And this is a lot longer ago than that. So, I'm actually going to play that video. I think it'll be interesting. Alright, so, let's do it. Hold on. Let me pull it up. Which he doesn't mind. I asked him right then, I said, do I have permission to play this? And then I tried to put it in my feed, and it ended up upside down, because that was my first video ever. I made a channel, and then I had an upside down video. And audio, so everything sucked about it. And I just kind of was like, alright, forget this, I'm not doing this. And then eventually, I realized that there was a lot of, you know, kind of flakery going on. So, I don't know, I just wanted to bring a perspective to the table where it's not just 100% speculation, but you know, it is, you know, a educated, from the point of view of somebody who has been on the other side, and has had that top secret clearance, and not just that, but with the polygraph, you know, the top secret sensitive compartmentalized information clearance with a polygraph, which brings it up, you know, that makes a difference. So I just figured, you know what, with that perspective, you know, people might be interested, and I found that people are interested. So, you know, the channel's been going great, but let me see, I'm gonna find this video. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna play, I have permission, 100%. I talked to him when we first did it. Wow, it's gonna take like forever. Does he have a search? Oh, I think it's up this way. Like 4 months? That's, yeah, it's longer than 1 month. Yeah, I've had this coin for a while, so. Sorry guys, I'm just, I know that the screen's on me, but that's just because, you know, I don't want to make your head spin trying to go through this like mine is. I could just type that. I don't know the exact title, but I have an idea of some of it. Oh, it's not coming up. What is going on? Sorry guys, I thought this would be a lot easier to find than it is right now. Okay, should be around here. Yeah, Damascus must fall. I'm seeing some of his old stuff. Damascus must fall. Oh, another thing. Like we know that San Francisco is kind of like the headquarters of Satanism on the West Coast. Amanda and I may be going to Salem to show you guys what they do over there. Kind of go undercover. You know, I'm gonna be all prayed up with the full armor of God when I go there. I know that much. I'm kind of worried a little bit, but I feel strong enough. I'm more worried for Amanda because she's not fully a believer, so it's scary. Where is this video? I should have made sure I could get it before I did it. Before I could pull it up right away. Now, not so much. Did he have to take it down? by the way, yes, that is, if you guys like that show, Stranger Things, that's what that is in the background. Alright, so I guess I'm not gonna find this, which is really kind of pissing me off. Although, you know what? I got some, like, it must be in my, like, watch laters or something like that. Watch later. I tried to download it before. Damn it, it's not in there. I think the video was deleted. I think this is it right here. I think this is it. I think that video was deleted. No, this ain't it. This is just the next one. Wow, so was my video really deleted? I'm just gonna try crypto instead of intelligence. Sorry, this is like bad. Alright, if I don't find it on this last attempt, then forget about it. I think it got deleted. I really do. That's unbelievable. It used to come up right away. I wonder if they made him take it down, which makes me worry. Oh, there's a lot of crazy stuff here. Alright, whatever. Olivia, no. Don't do that. Don't do that. Let me see. Take this out. Hold that. There you go. Alright, Alright, so phone lines are open. If somebody could kindly put the phone number, if not, I will. But I'll say it out loud as well. 774-303-5555. So if anybody wants to just call in, it doesn't have to be any great intel, even if it's just happy 4th, anything. It'd be nice for the video. Everyone is free to call. And that was my mother who kept calling. Or my stepmother, but yeah, my mother. And if she calls again, I'll put her on here. I'll be like, hey, check this out. You're on here. She's like the biggest, like, I don't believe it, it's all BS, and, totally thinks that it's just all, she thinks it's totally nonsense.
Asking for the nuclear deal, and we're trying to present this letter that we've made to Senator Feinstein. We are trying to...
Feinstein.
We're standing around asking for the nuclear deal, and we're trying to...
Alright. Wow, it's kind of cool, like when you look through your videos, like all the videos you've done. I guess I've gotten a little bit better with the, actually, no, about the same. With the thumbnails. Some of mine I put a lot of effort into. Oh yeah, so here it was.
No, it wasn't someone pretending to
Oh,
be
it was me talking.
It really was someone else named Red Pill that also commented on the video. He had to deal with that,
So
and
it's
it'll
not
be a
in
lot of
here?
confusion. But it makes sense, and I believe...
Oh, here we go. He changed the name of it. That's why. Alright, so let me get this sharing. And it'll miss that part.
You guys might remember this giveaway I did for the silver and then the survival kit.
773, I'm gonna take a call right after the video. Okay, 773, Chicago, right after the video. I know there's a delay. Yep, you're next, Chicago. Hold on. Bed pill. Oh, you know what?
Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's Richie from Boston. I am in Framingham, Massachusetts. It's like 50 miles from my house. And it turns out that I'm with the Red Pill. This is the guy that won the 5-ounce silver coin. And it wasn't just him, somebody else. Claimed they were him. So there was, of course, I try to do something nice and someone tries to be a weasel. Yeah. And me and him almost got in an argument till he basically proved who he was. And then I figured it out. Dude, you're in Framingham. I can come right to you. So I did.
He went out of his way.
Well, in any way, yeah, I guess.
You did, though. I mean, you messaged me.
I waited until after rush hour. You know what I mean?
I mean, but still, you know.
But the good thing is when I met him, it turns out that he's got credentials. He used to be in the Navy, and he was a cryptologist, which is something very interesting.
Yeah.
You want to say a little bit about that?
Well, there are a lot of different types of cryptologists. There's cryptologists who do linguistics, like language. There's cryptologists who are more into the techie part of it. I was a collection. CT. It's a CTR.
You just gathered any intel.
The accent. CTR. And anyone in the Navy knows what that is. So, top secret SCI clearance.
Damn.
And with a polygraph.
Damn.
Which brings it up a step.
That's no joke.
So, well, the reason is because they don't know. What I do is, what I did, this is from 2001 to 2004. What I would do is, you go out, and we have certain equipment. I'm not going to give any intel.
Right, that's cool, man.
But we listen to enemies, and we listen to what they're doing. And
Protect
you never know what's going to come across.
Right.
That's why I need that clearance.
Right. No, it makes sense, man.
But I just want to say one thing. After the Patriot Act passed, my job description changed.
What do you mean?
Literally like 2 days after, I was listening to a Marine cry about his girl sending him a Dear John letter. Listening to our own people.
So after the Patriot Act that was already written up well before 9/11, but trotted out on 9/11, your job changed. And then your job changed. You went from foreign governments and enemies to domestic.
To both.
In your own soldiers.
To both. But then it gradually even got worse towards the domestic.
And that's how you ended up watching me? Like you ended up in the truth community, you ended up trying to figure out.
That's why I got out of the Navy, honestly.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing. Because too many guys just keep holding on even though they know it's wrong.
No. And I've been awake for a long time, but it's really been these last few years that, I used to watch you with Anthony Patch and I just want to let people know though, Richie, he's legit. There's a lot of fucking haters out there. Excuse my language.
It is what it is. Absolutely.
I don't know if I can. So, there's a lot of haters out there. They try to say he's this, he's shill. But listen, he drove out here. He emailed me. He texted me. He came out here. He even gave my dog, because I have a emotional support dog.
A beautiful
I have PTSD. I got a nice pit bull. She's an emotional support dog. He even gave her a patch for her emotional support dog vest.
Is she is the PTSD from your time in the military, or is it unrelated?
It's some military, and I've been through a lot of shit on the streets.
I hear you,
in Boston. Since.
I know, dude.
You grew up. You know the deal. You know, and we're from roughly the same area. I'm from the Medford, Malden area. You know,
it's a great place to. I've had my nose.
Great place for the OCs, and you know that's where it started. That's where it started. For all you guys having problems with drugs, you can get off it. I've been clean 5 years.
I got almost 10 years in another. This month. It's April. If my uncle texts me and says happy birthday, which is kind of weird, but I got strung out like a research monkey.
Oh yeah,
man.
yeah,
you know?
yeah.
Big farmer.
You're a fucking slave to it.
Straight down this road.
And then they get you on the Suboxone.
There's people behind you. Yeah, no, I hear you.
You know, and then
if you keep going down Route 9 and you take a left, I think it's at Otis Street. There's an old pharmaceutical place with an enormous glass pyramid in front of it. Have you ever seen it?
No. See, I'm not from here.
Guards.
I just moved here recently.
All the way down Route 9, Otis Street.
Oh,
it's
shit.
all barbed wire.
So towards
security.
towards Westboro, Southboro.
Towards all I know is towards Worcester. But
yeah, I know. I used to live in Worcester.
At any rate,
Main South. Oh
Richie from Boston.
Hey,
the red pill.
And the legit.
I try. All right, guys, like, share, subscribe, or don't. I'm out.
Michigan Congressman Justin Amash announcing today that he is leaving the Republican Party, blaming the current state of partisanship in Washington. Amash is the
what I was saying was that I've never played that video before, you know, on the channel, but I figured I'd just play it. I know a lot of people didn't even know I was on his channel. I got some silver, actually. I can't believe I actually won it. I still have it. I've added to my silver as well. It's a huge 5-ounce coin. I'm gonna grab it right now. I was gonna grab it the other day. Hold on.
50.
I mean, if you read the comments from like my video from last night, you'd think I would have pawned this by now, but no. Here it is. Here's my wow, it's so shiny you can't really see it. But there it is. There's the it's 5 ounces of silver, and then I also have some other silver. But if you do buy silver, be careful. Don't buy it where you own it, but you don't have you want to have actual possession of the silver. Make sure that if you buy precious metals, that it's not one of those things where, kind of like cryptocurrency. Like you have money there, but I don't know. Right now, the cryptocurrency is still going up. Gold going up. Last I checked. Let me see. Hello? Oh no, I know I did. There's such a delay. I've been talking for, yeah. Wait, I didn't even hear about this. So, and where's that? So right by where the earthquake was. But a lot of people are going to be able to connect those dots. I didn't even know that. To be honest, I didn't even know. Is it in chat? Oh yeah. Yep, I have those. You know what? I'm gonna send them right now while I report that. Okay, I'm gonna report what you just told me. All right. That was a not so much a source, just somebody who gets intel sometimes. Tries to help out. So anyway, so there's the coin from that video. I thought it was like so cool. Like there was so many views, and they gave me a lot of love in the comments, and I just found it really cool. And Richie from Boston is legit. There's a lot of people that watch subscribers. It's like, is this guy for real? You almost wonder. But I've met him. I've met Anthony Pass for coffee. Those are the only two I've met as far as YouTubers, and they are both legit. So before you call someone as chill, I don't know, do a little research. You might not get to meet them, have that pleasure, but they both happen to be in Boston. Obviously, Richie, but great guy. I emailed back and forth with him for a little bit afterwards too, and he's a really good guy. And I respect him, and I respect Anthony Thatch immensely. I think he's the most intelligent person that we have on our side here in the intelligence community. Now I have some, I wouldn't say breaking news, but news that you're not going to hear anywhere else in relation to the earthquake. Now, people just keep on thinking about the earthquake, and kind of like what I told you, that there is a 5%, meaning 1 in 20 chance that it is not just a quake, but a prelude to a bigger quake. 5% chance. Sorry about the background noise. Like I said, I have company. There's my flowers back here. Can you guys see them? The flowers back there. That is for those 3 special ladies. And okay, so basically, around San Bernardino area, there are earthquakes. Can you turn that down? There are earthquakes that they are worried about because of this earthquake and because of the amount of aftershocks and probably some of the scientific stuff that I don't know about. But right now, you're not going to hear this on the news. Alright, you're not going to hear this anywhere else on YouTube. But you will hear it here at the Red Pill News Dispensary for the amount that are in here. I know that it's a holiday, we're not going to have a huge audience. But for the people that are here, just know that there is some concern about the volcanoes, about volcanic activity in that area due to the earthquake, aftershocks, and God forbid if it's actually a prelude to something bigger. But just based on that, they got about the 5% chance of something bigger, just based on what happened with that. I mean, a 6.4 followed by, as of an hour ago, 87 aftershocks. There is now some concern about volcanic activity. I could pull up maybe like a Google map and we could check out, or I could Google volcanoes in the area. I might do that. I also have some photos to show you from around where these things hit. Just give me 1 second here. But chat, talk to me. What do we got? Anything interesting? Because I know today is one of those days where, like, boom, something big out of nowhere is gonna, like, come up, you know. There's a huge chance of that, so I'm trying to stay on top of everything while at the same time trying to, you know, give my daughter a nice 4th of July. You know, it's still early here, but, you know, I've been live for a while. Alright, hold on. Where is this? Give me 1 second. Just want to check this. Okay. Alright, so as you guys know, the earthquakes were kind of one of like the main spots that it hit. I mentioned this on my last stream about that was a quake happening now, and the quake literally was happening as I was live. I think I was first on it, and you know, as far as like the YouTube channels go. So okay, let's see here. We want to share browser, and we are gonna go here. We are gonna go here, I said. Okay. Now I know there's a huge delay in Chicago. I haven't forgotten about you. But this information just came in, so I want to be on top of it here. Alright. Alright, by the way guys, I don't really, you know, I lately I've been using Twitter more just for the purpose of like, you know, if I'm going to use something for the show, I might put it on there. But if you want to find me, it's not the Red Pill News Dispensary. Originally, the channel was going to be called the Red Pill News Dispenser. I might actually change the whole name of the channel to just Red Pill Dispensary, or a Red Pill Dispensary, or something like that. But I'm not doing that yet. But just so you know, I'm at Pill Space News. So Pill News. Oh man. Alright. Well, I didn't think that one through. Okay, so let's check this out. This is a photo from directly from Ridgecrest. I have trouble even knowing what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, like this. That's how I do it. Like I said, I'm not like a Twitter aficionado. Alright. Chicago, like I said, you're next. Just showing a picture, and then I'm gonna, hold on. Hello, Red Pill News Dispensary. And they hung up. I don't know, I'll try calling them back, see what happens. But I just want to show you guys this photo, if it lets me. What's going on here? Ha ha ha. I don't know why I won't let me do this. Alright, here we go. I think it's right here. Just did it. Get out of here, Phil. Oh, I see what the problem is. Okay, you know what? Okay, okay. I gotta grab it from somewhere else. And I'm gonna have to do this. Sorry, guys. You guys are gonna have to see my face for a second because there's too much. Put on some. How about some Navy anchors away? I'll be right back in 2 seconds with this photo from the earthquake in one of the places where it hit almost directly. I believe it's called Ridgecrest. Okay. Oh, good. The mic's still on. Okay, so let's look. Boom. Okay. All right. I'm trying to get it to Okay. Anyway, this is a photo of. There's no magnifying glass. Anyway, this is in Ridgecrest Library. Look at that. Look at the books. It's just, no, like, there's nothing on the shelves. You can almost tell the way the quake hit, because in the back they're still on the shelves. I mean, all these books on the ground. Great photo. Thank you for sending that in. This is why I love my subscribers. Okay, so next, and by the way, if there's any other photos that I didn't get, you know, I could get them off my email, but if you want to just send them to my, you know, just message them to the call-in number, that might be easiest. So, okay, that was great. So let's talk to somebody who's going to be calling from Chicago. Let's see what they got to say. Oh no, here's somebody else. Okay, so hold on a second now. Hello? Yes. Who's this? Habla English? Red pill? You said? You're the wrong number. Who are you looking for? No habla español. I don't know what the heck. For some reason it was saved in my contacts. That's weird. I think it's like some professional that had my number that called me by accident. I'm gonna figure out later who it was. That'll be interesting. Alright, so if anybody wants to call in, please call in. In the meantime, I'm gonna call Chicago back. Although last time I tried to answer, they hung up, but that just might have been a mistake. Let me vet it first because of what's been going on lately with people who have like no life. But yes, Red Pill. How you doing? Red Pill. What's your name? Kevin from Chicago? I'm not Italian though. I know I look at everyone thinks I'm Italian. And it was like an Italian neighborhood I grew up in. Everyone just assumed I'm half Portuguese, half Irish. So it kind of explains why I might look Italian. Alright, so what did you want to talk about? Not yet. Not until you tell me. What's that? No, tell us. Yeah, I'm woke on it, yeah. You know what you should do? Check out some of my old videos. Trust me, the JQ truth has been very well, put out on this. I kind of call them FJs, fake J's. You know what I mean? They almost like use their religion for their own purposes. But I was just kind of vetting you. So, alright, keep it clean, I'm going to put you live, okay? Alright. Alright, this is the Red Pill. Who do we got with us?
Kevin from Chicago.
Alright, Kevin.
Irish from Chicago.
So go ahead, what do you got, buddy?
Man, I want to talk about, there's two issues that people talk about. They got the culture war, that's like the social issues, feminism. You got like...
Before you say it, now, we want to be sensitive about this, but at the same time, I want to be real about this, because here at the Red Pill News Dispensary, I don't censor myself. I don't censor the chat. I don't censor the callers unless it gets like disgusting. As long as it doesn't get disgusting, that's fine. I'm all about truth, and I talked about this before. Now, you know who is your who runs you. Who's in control, and who kind of runs shit by who you cannot speak about. And there's only one group they're kind of untouchable. You can't even talk about them. So just keep that in mind, however you can, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't like to censor, but when, this is one of those things. So go ahead, brother.
Okay, yeah, there's two issues. A lot of people talking about the cultural issue. That's kind of like the low-hanging fruit. Social justice warrior bashing. That's what guys like Ben Shapiro does. They go around, they challenge college kids to debates and a bunch of low-hanging fruit.
Division. Division, too. It causes division. He talks like truth. Like, some of the things he says, it's like, I agree with it. But, it's not going to cause people to divide unless he is speaking truth. At the same time, it's going to piss off the other half of the country. You know what I mean? It's division, not because of just disagreement, but division on purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think he's like kind of a gatekeeper. He sets the parameter of what people want to talk about. He keeps it kosher, PC, milquetoast, conservative. That means he doesn't really get deep into the issues. He kind of just says there's only two genders. No shit. There's only two genders. You're not speaking anything new.
Yeah. He was going into the gender politics and crap. Low hanging fruit, like you said.
Yeah, so I mean, anytime he talks about Israel, stuff like that, it's 100% Zionist, and he never goes against that narrative. And he never wants to bring that up.
Yeah.
And that goes for politicians on the left too, like people like Chuck Schumer, Dianne Feinstein. They do the same stuff.
Big time. Oh yeah. One thing I learned a long time ago, and you always hear the quote, follow the money. Well, a lot of time people don't really follow the money. If you really look into some of these PACs, and then look where the PACs come from, and then look into where those companies come from, how they intertwine, you're gonna see some common denominators, and you're gonna start learning some truth. Some red pills are gonna start, opening your eyes, and you're gonna see who runs a lot of things. And I call them FJs. I believe that the Jewish people as a whole, that they're great people, but there are people who have hijacked that religion, just like there's people who have hijacked the Islamic religion. Although I would say that the Islamic religion is it's a little bit more radical, based on the actual scripture. What they're doing, they can justify with the Quran. Whereas there's these FJs that have figured out, ways with interest and basically just the fact who owns what, and like the United States of America, all these 22, 23, 24 trillion in debt, although that number is actually a lot higher, but publicly that's what they're putting out. Who do we owe it to? We're the most powerful country in the world. Well, I'll tell you who we owe it to. We owe it to those elites, and those elites happen to be, a lot of them, FJs, fake J's, right? Would you agree?
Yeah, small hats. I call them small hats.
So yeah.
Yeah, the Federal Reserve, they're all ran by small hats, fake J's.
Yeah. The good thing about the Federal Reserve is when they signed it, it was a 100-year contract, which means it was up. They signed it in 1913, I believe. And I think it was Woodrow Wilson. I've said this a couple times. I should really look it up, but I'm pretty sure it's Woodrow Wilson. He's the idiot who signed it. Signed our country over, created the Fed, which was really just, centralized banking. And the whole world ended up falling under that. And anybody who tried to go against it, like Gaddafi, who was a great man to his people, ended up dying in brutal ways. Even Saddam, he tried to go against it. See you later. Abraham Lincoln tried to do the greenback. See you later. JFK had a plan to try to bring in a different currency. See you later. I have a feeling that Trump has something in his deck, except that it seems like he's been kind of systematically doing things. But then again, who knows? I mean, anytime I see a lot of people following one thing, like Q or things like that, I love the content, but anytime I see a lot of people influenced, it scares me. It makes me kind of take a step back and not just kind of follow the herd. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
as far as Trump goes,
yeah.
Go ahead.
I was going to say, so now that the 100 years is up, basically, we wouldn't be breaking a contract if we were to create our own currency without any, without the Fed and central banking. The contract's up, so that's why I thought that this big announcement or this event or whatever's supposed to happen today, I thought it might have something to do with the currency, especially with gold going the way it is, and silver, and even crypto, all that going the way. I think crypto is going to go down. I'm ready to
Is that right?
No. Yeah. I hear that.
I hear you.
Yeah. So go ahead.
As far as Trump goes, man, I'm not. I feel like he's bought. I feel like he's completely bought. If you look at who paid for him.
But the thing is, you think he's really bought that? That's why. That's one of the reasons I kind of have some trust, is that everything he's done from his own pocket. His whole campaign. He's rich enough where he's actually lost money. Of course, in the end, he'll gain money. I mean, that's just the way it goes. But I don't think he's bought. I mean, he's a loose cannon. I think he really is doing these things. But then again, you know, if you feel differently, I respect that, because who knows? I don't know. You know, I just look at it and I see somebody who is capable of taking them on because he has enough money. I mean, nothing compared to what they have, but he has enough money to run for president and win, I guess.
The reason I say that, because that's a common misconception, is that he paid everything out of his own pocket and stuff like that. But
I agree. There were some donors, and Israel had a lot. I know about Israel's funding as well.
Sheldon Adelson, you know who that is?
Who was that?
Sheldon Adelson. He's a small guy from Las Vegas. He's like I think he's got like $40 billion, and
wow.
He pretty much he put Mike Pompeo in Trump's cabinet. That's who he wanted. Pompeo. He wanted John Bolton.
And Bolton. Those two. I mean, Bolton. We already know what he's all about, right? But Pompeo. Yeah. I mean, people forget, because now he's Secretary of State. He was the head of the CIA. I mean, you know, he's CIA born and bred. You know, like that's you know, that I do like him, but you know, I wouldn't be surprised by anything with him being, you know, CIA all the way. You know. Yeah,
they're both they're Zionist hardcore. They won awards regarding like Guardians of Zion, like from Benjamin Netanyahu, and they're completely paid puppets as well. And Trump got rid of McMaster. He got rid of Tex. What's the dude? The oil dude from Texas, Tex Tillerson or Rex Tillerson.
Rex Tillerson, yes. I was very curious about him. The way he came in so quick, was spoken so highly of, and supposedly him and Trump just didn't get along, but I think there's more to that story.
Yeah, he didn't want to go along with the program. He went against kind of the deep swamp, I think. I think that's what it was. Sheldon Adelson.
And they try to make it about Steve Bannon. You know, easy target. You know what I mean? Like, Steve Bannon said, listen, he's not going along with the plan. And Bannon is brilliant. I mean, he knows how to win an election. There's a lot of things about him that are not as desirable, but hey, he knows how to get the job done, and that's what it's all about. If the means meets the end, but to a point. If it involves some of the crap that we've had with the FFs and taking people out for innocent people just to achieve your agenda, I just don't think that's the American way. It may be the American way the past, I don't know, I would say like since JFK, since Nixon maybe, that's been the American way, kind of, shady black ops with deep state.
Regime change and stuff like that. I mean, the founding fathers, they were totally against that stuff.
Oh yeah, they follow the Constitution so closely, but when it comes to the Bill of Rights, they step all over it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And now we got so many senators, congressmen, they're all pledging allegiance to Israel, man. When you heard that Democratic representative, which is Ilhan Omar, I don't like her from to start off with. I don't like her. She's a Democrat, and she sided with.
Now, who is she again? Now, what is her position?
She's I don't know, member of Congress or a representative.
Oh, okay. A Democrat?
Yeah, she's a Democrat, and all she did was say AIPAC. She mentions AIPAC. And people on both sides. When you got people on both sides coming for you,
yeah,
you know you struck a nerve.
Yeah.
That's when you know you struck a nerve.
And they get over the target.
Yeah, exactly. Just like you said, find out who you can't criticize, and that's who rules over you. And I mean, she didn't even say nothing radical. All she said was AIPAC, and it's all about the Benjamin. Talking about lobbyists and how the politicians are paid off. And man, that created a hellfire. People coming for her neck.
It's so true. Wow. I mean, what they're supposed to get paid? What? I mean, it's pretty good. What, like $500K a year? So, yet they're all worth multi-million dollars. How is that? Now I understand, like, you know, if you take the Clinton path, it is, they will, you know, kind of do things. They did things while they were Secretary of State, did some favors, loosened some things, enabled some things, and even did some very dramatic things like Benghazi and all that, and kind of holding back, and, you know, letting our poor, you know, Navy SEALs, you know, just get shot and keep fighting. You know, they were full of bullet wounds, still fucking fighting. And just protecting this Ambassador Stevens. I believe it was Ambassador Stevens. You know, those boys fought and fought and fought. And then I have a buddy who was a Marine, and he was in the area. They were in the area, and they got they found out what was going on. Word came down. They're all getting ready to go, and they stopped it. The word came down, you know, down the chain of command, stand down. And they were all fucking, they're like, what the fuck? We got SEALs up there, they're gonna die, they're getting overrun, you know, they're watching the satellite imagery, you know? And, you know, the Marines, they wanted to go in and help them. So there was another SEAL team in the area. This wasn't like a SEAL team, it was a SEAL assigned to protect, because of, you know, there was some chatter and stuff like that. And sure enough, there they came. And right before that, there was a weapon drop. So what happened to all these weapons? You know, all kinds of weapons ended up in the wrong hands. And then right after that, ISIS gets created. And after every attack, they check the weapons or the ammunition made in the USA. I'm telling you, there were things that were done under Obama that are so bad. I really hope they come out. I mean, right now, the only thing that people are really finding out is, you know, him spying and his drone program in Pakistan that would have a kill list that no human being knew why it picked that person, but supposedly it was based on, you know, their links of terrorism, and they claimed it was, you know, it was like, you know, like it never made a mistake, and I'm sure it made some mistakes. But there was only one person who would know who's about to get hit. But they would only find out because, you know, right before it decides it's going to kill that person, or it gets a facial recognition and locks onto that person, they'll get the name, they'll find out who's about to be killed, and they watch the drone, you know, the guy that kind of knows, you know, they started to get hit. They weren't using phones, they were using different ways of communicating, video game systems. And you just see him try to run from one little like bunker to the other, and boom, just like a explosion, and he's gone. Like literally, like just like he must have been body pieces everywhere. I mean, I watched that live, and it was just like it's nuts that drone program in Pakistan he had going on.
Oh yeah, man. They told him it's some peaceful do-gooder, holier than thou thing, and he was just. Shit.
Oh man, I have an interview. And speaking of that, if you guys want an interview with Trump talking about illegal immigrants at the time. People don't realize I'm sorry, did I say Trump? I meant Obama. Hold on a second. Oh, that's something else. Okay, so yeah, but according to let me see. I'm trying to find this. But you know, a lot of people have found this out by now. But when Obama came, nobody came even close to the amount of deportations and treatment of illegal immigrants that Obama did. I mean, he was deporting people at a rate that nobody had ever came close to. You know, as I'm going through, guys, look at some of these. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen.
I love Obama now.
yeah, right. Hold on. So I'm gonna make sure I'm not screen sharing, so they're missing all the. So like these are just like little stories I have that I'm working on as I go through. But I'm trying to find this one particular story where they talk about. And by the way, if you're trying to see this, They used to only do like 3 to 5 second delays on my videos. Now it's like 3 to 5 minutes. That's how I know, like, I've been over the target. I know for a fact I've been over the target, because stuff I talk about gets brought up a week later, you know? I'm trying to find the one, it is Trump, and it's like an interview, and he's talking about kids at the border and how he wants to treat them and all that, and it's pretty bad. Let me see, where is it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. He was on their program, but nobody gives him shit for it. But Trump, man, he's like...
Yeah, but if it's Trump, God forbid, right? You know,
yeah.
it's just unbelievable. That's why I'm trying to pull this up. Kind of, you know, it's a red pill. It really is. If somebody is kind of on the fence, it's a huge red pill to find out, like, how Obama actually was with these people. But I don't think this is it. No, this is Trump speaking.
You said...
Here, I got it. I'll just search it. It'll come right up. Sorry about that. But I just think it's a great video. I want you to kind of hear it. You'll be able to hear it and then see it after. Sorry about the background noises, but you know, it's July 4th. Okay, so Obama.
Obama talking about immigration?
Yeah. Here we go. So Obama on illegal immigration. Do not send your children to the border. No, this wasn't today. No, it wasn't yesterday. Oh, by the way, it wasn't last week. Okay, this was from 2014. Alright? So this is 5 years ago. Alright? Right in the middle of his presidency. Here is President, your favorite president, lefties. The man who you guys love and you wish there was a clone of to beat Trump. Here is your great President Obama, because Trump is such a piece of shit with the immigrants and how he treats the children, because he does it himself. It's not because that they had a border funding bill that the Democrats wouldn't sign this whole time until this disgusting picture came out with the poor father with his child dead on the riverbank. You know, they never reported the 2 babies and the infant and the 20-year-old mother that were on the riverbank because there was no photo. But between those 2 incidents, all of a sudden they decide, okay, let's sign this bill. So now there's finally funding to help these people. Thank you, Democrats, though, for waiting until now. But anyways, here's Obama. Red pill. All right, get your Pez right now. Here we go. Watch it not work after all that.
Red pill me, let's scare it.
Let's hear it.
You mentioned immigration. There's a humanitarian crisis on the border. Some of your critics have said you have...
I'm going to pause it. Hold on. I got to make sure that it's sharing the desktop volume as well, which it is, so that's good. Okay, so this should be good. Just want to make sure that everyone can hear it. And I'm doing my best. I'll try to hold the phone so you can hear it as well.
You have to speak out more directly to the people of Central America and say, don't come. If you come, you will be deported.
Well, we've done that. The problem is that under current law, once those kids come across the border, there's a system in which we're supposed to process them, take care of them, until we can send them back. So
what is your message? Don't come.
Oh, our message absolutely is don't send your children unaccompanied on trains or through a bunch of smugglers. That is our direct message to the families in Central America. Do not send your children to the borders. If they do make it, they'll get sent back. More importantly, they may not make it.
Ooh, did you hear that one? If they do make it, they'll get sent back, and more importantly, they might not even make it. That's his message to those same countries that are now flooding our border. Okay, but God forbid Trump does it, and Trump actually handles it, I think, in a less, you know, he kind of got a little bit of hot water when he said, you know, Mexican rapists and all that. But you know, that more applies to the Islamic community when they first came to Europe. There was a lot of that in Germany and Britain, and you know what they would do? they'd put a gag order on anything to do with that. You know, that's why Tommy Robinson went to jail. So, anyways, but so everyone heard that, right? Did you hear that, brother?
Yeah, I heard it. I mean, what he said was common sense, though. I mean,
it is. I mean, I don't disagree with what he says, but people are so vicious to Trump. And if Trump, imagine Obama said that. If it would be the biggest story, you know, it would be all over the place. Do not send your children. We will send them right back, or they might not even make it, you know, so don't even bother. Like, you know.
No, I totally agree. The hypocrites, they would be foaming at the mouth trying to freaking,
oh, yeah.
bash at Trump. I know exactly what you mean.
It's another video. I haven't seen it. It says, Donald, sorry, I got another caller. Caller, you'll be next if I have time. It's getting later. So here's President Trump on the military-industrial complex. I've never seen this video. I like to see things for the first time along with the audience. You know, so I give a genuine. Hold on. Let me send a message to this person to start calling. Okay. All right.
I heard about that one.
Yeah, I haven't heard. Maybe I have heard it, but.
People are just there, and don't kid yourself. You do have a military-industrial complex.
You said, don't kid yourself. We do have a military-industrial complex.
The caliphate. So wipe out 100% of the caliphate. That doesn't mean you're not going to have these crazy people going around blowing up stores.
Just so you know, it'll come in better on the actual video.
I don't want to say, oh, they wiped, ISIS. They wiped out 100% of the caliphate. They want to bring our troops back home. The place went crazy. They want to keep people here in Washington. They never want to leave. They say, you know what, I'm going to leave a couple hundred soldiers behind. But if it was up to them, they'd bring thousands of soldiers in.
Wow.
People will explain. Well, you do have a group, and they call it the military-industrial complex. They never want to leave. They always want to fight.
They never want to leave. They just want to keep sending more soldiers and more war. And he's calling them out right there on a nationally televised interview. And that's why when you say, you know, he's kind of bought. Yes, I understand that there was some Israeli money in there. Now you can't accept foreign money, but we have a lot of dual citizenships. You guys might want to look up who is a dual citizen in Congress. See if any of them maybe are in your state. I'd watch out for those ones. Just so you know, that's a huge marker. If they're dual citizens to Israel and the U.S., you know, they're the type of people you want to keep an eye on. Not because of anything to do with Judaism, because I think that Judaism, you know, it led to Christianity, and I know a lot of Jewish people, and they're great, but they're the fake Jewish people that use that religion as a way to meet a different goal, and I believe that it's satanic in nature. I believe there's a battle, good and evil. We know who's going to win in the end, but right now is the time when it's basically to me like a I don't know how you feel about this type of stuff, but to me it's like a clock, you know, and it just keeps ticking down, and eventually, once they start messing with the Lord Creator's creation, that is when he's gonna say enough. I mean, that's what happened with Babylon. When Babylon started messing with the DNA and all that, like really, like I started creating other beings, that's when he said enough and sent the flood and Noah and all that. And I think that we're heading into that. And they had technology back then that in some ways was more advanced than ours. Now you say, how do you know that? Well, if you talk to some of these geologists and just people who study this, like as far as like studying the, you know, what they used to have, what their knowledge was as far as like, their calendar was more accurate than ours. Is more accurate than ours. You know, they had this knowledge that would have took thousands of years to put together. they had vast knowledge on many things. It's just the flood kind of wiped it all out. But then what gets left back is the things like the pyramids and things that are aligned in a certain way that it just makes no sense for the time period where they were built. And anyways, back to what we were talking about. He calls out the military-industrial complex right there. See, that's why when people say, he's bought and paid for, okay, yeah, there's some like dual citizenship where they were able to make a pact and for Trump, and it's already even starting to happen right now, and he is loved by the Israelis, just like he's loved by the Polish. But he's loved by the Israelis. They even have the coin where it's him and King Cyrus. King Cyrus is considered the anointed king that brought the Jews back to the homeland. And Trump made that move where he made Jerusalem the official capital for our embassy. And although basically every nation except for a couple, even all our allies went against us, only a couple really went with us. Some of our very small allies, I think it was Dominican Republic and Hong Kong, you know what I mean? Nothing. I don't think it was Hong Kong, but Taiwan. And everyone else went against us. Well, we still did it, and eventually they went with us because then we started squeezing them on trade deals, and now the EU is trying to screw us and work with Iran behind our backs, and as well as Turkey, Pakistan, India. They're all, and these are countries with nukes. And they're all lining up against us. That's why in my video, when you look at it, it says, the world versus the U.S. Because that's what it feels like. I almost wonder about, I think the British have our back, but, the EU already turned their backs on us. It's amazing. It's like our closest ally right now is the Saudis. And I don't really like that. I feel like, there should be a lot more than just the... And you know what? And the Japanese.
Yeah, Japanese, true.
So do you have anything to say about that? With the military-industrial complex? And, because you said, he was bought, but at the same time, he's calling out... if the deep state is anywhere, they're in the military-industrial complex. And he's calling them out and making them look like warmongers, which they are.
Yeah, as far as him being bought, I know what you mean. You can't really get too picky these days with president because, with Hillary Clinton, we probably already would have went to war.
You almost have to play ball a little bit in order to even, have a chance. You know what I mean? Just a little tiny bit of playing ball, but nothing where you're, where you're owned or, you know what I mean? I don't think he's owned, nothing like that.
What else are we going to do? We're going to put Jeb Bush in? Jeb Bush?
Yeah. Hillary. Obama and Hillary had a 16-year plan to basically destroy this nation.
Yeah.
North Korea would be an enemy. North China. All these countries would be. China would be more powerful than ever, but they're not because of the economic tariffs. North Korea would be threatening us with nukes, but they're not. Instead, they're buddies or whatever. At least optically. But they're definitely not. They're not testing nukes. They see that there is opportunity because of their location. They could be a huge trading port and become a huge part of the world. South Korea, it's a good location, and they do very well for themselves. But North Korea would be even better because they border China and Japan's right there, and South Korea's right there. Not to mention Russia, just basically dips right in to where the top of North Korea is. It'd be a short little ship ride. So a nice port right there in the north of North Korea would be booming.
Oh yeah, I agree, definitely. As far as Trump though, I would have loved to have someone like Ron Paul. I think.
Oh, I love Ron Paul. I've always loved Ron Paul. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think Ron Paul would be able to handle the everything that's been thrown at Trump. I don't know. I just think Trump, his mind is a lot more strategic. But Ron Paul, as far as his understanding of the BS and his understanding of what needs to be done, is rivaled by none. I mean, he has probably the greatest understanding. And I was actually thinking like, wow, wouldn't it be great if Trump actually got Ron Paul on board with him? Like gave him a cabinet spot, or at least like made him some type of advisor.
I'm surprised he didn't. I'm real surprised. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, who knows? Maybe they talked though. Who knows? We don't. There's a lot we don't know because they lifted that Smith-Mundt Act. So now we are in the dark always.
Yep. I was about to say something. I forgot. What was I going to say?
Oh, sorry.
I was going to say Ron Paul. He called out the Federal Reserve. He called out all that shit.
Oh yeah, big time. That's like one of his main, kill the Fed. He thinks that it's just crazy. He's very. The difference between them is he's extremely conservative, and conservative also small government. But Trump is more. He wants to spend money, but at the same time, it's because he is creating a lot of commerce as well. So, I mean, I would just like to see Ron Paul, even his son. Rand Paul's his son, right? So it's like, even him in the like, they don't even have to be in the cabinet. Just an advisor. Just just to have them there. Just that much further from the deep state. You can trust them.
Yeah, you can. I feel that way.
Yeah.
I feel, but you know what? Trump was good for kind of like the culture war. He's kind of good just to shut these like far left.
Yeah, like imagine like how would as great as Ron Paul is, like as far as his knowledge and everything, how would he handle like when they come at him with all their scandal, a different scandal every week, and you need someone who's charismatic, almost kind of like takes them on and makes them look stupid and just on the cuff. He's very good on the cuff, and he knows how to use the media. Despite the media being so crooked, he knows how to make them look at the right hand while the left hand slaps them right across the face. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he definitely knows how to use the media against them.
Yeah, big time.
That's actually one of the best things Trump has done. He just made people wake up to the media.
Oh, it's amazing.
How bad they are.
I mean, if nothing comes tonight, okay, and it's just fireworks, literally fireworks, and that's it. Not gunshots. Little joke. Haha, hee hee. That. Oh, not most of you guys didn't get it, but whatever. That was just a joke. Don't get mad. All right, so. But, even if nothing happens, all this stuff was supposed to happen today. Maybe something did happen. It's just, would we know? I mean, if the intelligence services are really up to something, would we know? I don't know. Would we? Or would it be kind of like today and then basically like the whole 4-day weekend? And they always talk about suicide weekend with the Q people and the... but then again, like I said, a lot of people signed in with Q, and although I love what Q's saying, and I'm actually pretty amazed, because when I saw him write in shorthand in last January, and shorthand is something that I only saw in school, in cryptology school, and I was like, whoa, how does he know that? That's classified, like the way they do it. And that blew my mind. Not so much classified, it's just like you wouldn't know it unless you're in a classified position. So that blew my mind, and then a lot of the Q proofs that have happened have blown my mind. But then, of course, it has to get crazy. JFK Jr. is alive. I think that's total BS. I mean, I know that I've seen some like videos where they paint a picture that at the end of it, through, they call it like suggestive reasoning. They almost make you think like, oh wow, this could be the case because, and there's a lot of his voice, and they have like a voice analyst come in and say that's the same voice, and there's something with a magazine, but I don't believe it. I don't believe that crap. But I do believe that Q is legit in some way. However, I fear that because of how many people follow him, that Q is linked with artificial intelligence, and I think it might be a social program, a social study program that is extremely successful. I worry about that. I hope it's real. It's just I worry that it could be the other, and it could also be, a social program where, it kind of helps him in the next election as well.
Yeah. Now, Q, I've heard it a lot. Heard Q, but does he talk about the small hats?
Yeah.
They do bring it up?
Say it again? Oh, I thought you said something else. What was it?
Do they, does Q talk about the small hats?
Absolutely. That's how he came out of the gates, guns blazing. He even made like a pyramid with plus symbols, and you got to know who that pyramid was. And it wasn't just the small heads. It was also, there was a lot of Saudi royalty, not at the top, but the second rung from the top, a lot of Saudi royalty. He talked about it all. Yep. Trafficking of people, all that. He got into everything. At the beginning, it was like he just put it all out there. It came out. Do you want to play a game? Alice in Wonderland, Renegade. We end up finding out what these things mean. Renegade. That was Obama's. That's what Secret Service decided they were going to call Obama. Renegade. I wonder why. Then he called him Hussein. I mean, how did the guy get elected with the name? During the whole thing with Osama still being on the loose, Barack Hussein, like Saddam Hussein, Obama, like Osama. You know what I mean? Like, it just blows my mind. I mean, I know that's been said 1,000 times in the past, 9-10 years, but it is kind of crazy. But yes, he does talk about those people. Yes, he does. He talks about the fake Jays. Definitely, big time, especially at the beginning. And, he gives names. He talks about the Rothschilds. He talks about, he didn't talk about them, but he put out enough information that led to this family called the Pacers. There's also a lot on the Masons, who the other day, I don't know if you've seen it, I was in the middle of reading a document. This document was so, I'm not like BSing, because I'm not the type. There's not that many people listening where like I have to BS, and if you guys were there, then you remember. I don't have to tell you, but I had tingles reading it, and I took a break, and I said, you know what, I'm not going to read any more of this right now, because it was such sensitive information. It was written in like the early 70s, but while I was reading it, you would think that I was basically just describing the world today. Somebody else who recognizes, Cooper, he wrote Behold a Pale Horse.
Who's that, D.B. Cooper?
Yeah.
I think so. I'm not sure, but
Oh man, you have to check. If there's ever a book here, it's Behold a Pale Horse. You have to read that book. He was ex-CIA. He was a whistleblower. He ended up dying, but he put out a lot of intel before he died. And some of the information in there was contributed by him. And this information was so accurate when you look at the world today. It was scary. And I got to the point where people were telling me, hey, Red Pill, you have a daughter. You know what I mean? Like, you're basically doing this for free. At this point, I had never received $1. You know what I mean? I turned down, those like Bitcoin advertisers. I turned down, I have 3 that always come, I keep turning them down. But although Bitcoin went through the roof, maybe I should have took their offer. But it doesn't matter, I want to be authentic. I turned them down. I said, you know what, I'll put Super Chat up. If people like the intel, then they'll put it in. I'll also put my PayPal link in the description if people want to, help out. Anything that goes into, Super Chat is going 100% to the channel. That with ad revenue, it's all going to the channel. Like, I want to get like a voice mixer where your audio will be so much better. You know what I mean? Like, I'll have like a phone system. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely got to get that.
Well, yeah, that'll be like my first purchase, and I have to upgrade the laptop, obviously, and well, maybe I don't have to upgrade. Maybe I just have to upgrade the defense system of my laptop because I get attacked way too much.
Yeah, that 5-minute delay, that sucks.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, the thing is, like I don't even the 5-minute delay. That just I never had that before. That just started around the time when I read what I was just telling you about. Around when that and when I reported the submarines. That's kind of when that started. And now all of a sudden, instead of like a 3 to 5 second delay, I have like a 3 to 5 minute delay. Like what I'm saying right now will not be on the screen for another 3 to 5 minutes. So it's them. They want to vet everything I say and make sure that I don't put out too much truth. I mean, that's when you know you're over the target. When somebody isn't all about the money, when it's not a bunch of bells and whistles and BS and making stories where there aren't one. If there isn't a story, guess what? I'm not going to make a story. I'm going to make a call-in show and let people call in and give their opinion. You know what I mean? The story today is, will something happen on July 4th? Also, the quake, the fact that now they're worried about volcanic activity. You're not going to hear that on the news, but I got a source who let me know about that. You know what I mean? Like, I try to give only news that's based by fact. That way, no one can call me a conspiracy theory channel. And every single video I do, automatically demonetized, right? But then I say, there's like a box, and you click it, and you say, I want to challenge this. And every single time, they go, oh, you're right, this channel should be, like we shouldn't demonetize you. Because I'm not doing any copywritten, you know what I mean? Even the rally, I had permission for that, Yeah. So, but the thing is, it takes 3 days for them to get back to you. By then, like for instance, the video I did with the subs, it was like 17 to 1800 views. I just got approved today. But all the views happen in the first 3 days. You know what I mean? When you're not like a huge channel, all the even if you are a big channel, all the views are gonna happen either right away, that live, or that night, and the next morning, and then maybe like the next day a little bit, and then all of a sudden they monetize it. You know what I mean? It's like crazy. Like, I don't care. I care more about getting the truth though. But if they didn't demonetize every single video, and then once I challenge it, you can go through any old video of mine will be monetized, but anything new will not be. They demonetize me for 3 days. I challenge it, and then it's monetized. But I don't get any of the revenue, which is fine. I don't care. I'd rather get the truth out. You know what I mean? And instead I have people who are loyal viewers. They have helped me out with donations and stuff like that to hopefully go towards all these things we're trying to do, trying to grow. There's just too much BS out there. Even people who I think are like real and they're not, and I like them and they're real. It's a little bit too bells and whistly for me. You know what I mean? I like raw, real stuff. Now I don't mind like joking around at all, but I'd rather get to the raw, real intel and not kind of like sensationalize it in a way where like you're like kind of playing on people's emotions, and clickbait and things like that. I'd rather just be straight up. I mean, this video is gonna be Trump's speech. Yet there's all kinds of information from our phone call right now. That's how it goes. Have you been with us for a while, or are you a new viewer?
New viewer, I just turned in today.
Really? You just find us today? Wow. I hope you subscribe, and welcome.
I saw a red pill, and I was like, There we go. That's what I like to see. I'm all about
Yeah, if I were you, I would start looking through some old videos. Yeah, you'll see. But yeah, thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet, I recommend you do. We stick to the truth here, and I appreciate you calling in. I understand the delay, and that's why you kept calling, because you don't get to hear me say, oh, by the way, area code blase blase, I'm going to take you right after this. But it takes 5 minutes for you to hear that, So, but I just want to thank you. Do you have anything? What'd you say?
Did you get my donation?
Did I what? Got to donate? See, the thing is, I don't even check it. Oh, really? What is that? Through PayPal or Super Chat? Oh wow! Thank you so much. I gotta figure out how to find it. Thank you. So that's so much appreciated. Thank you.
No problem, man.
It really means a lot. But and the thing is, when people donate, give me a day or two. I'll just give you some kind of shout out. I might even use some of your audio and just because you've given some good information tonight. I always like to say thank you in any way I can. Like the woman who helped me the other night, 3 very special women. I figure I got those flowers and just kind of presented it to them, and I'll take care of it every day until, let me see. I'm trying to find, because I don't want to be rude and be like, oh, how much? Like, what? But I want to know. No, that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter so much. It's the fact that you are looking. Oh, Kevin from Chicago. Thank you so much. That is so much appreciated, and I will keep it up. I've been at it for a while now, not like forever, but since I started this channel, I have not stopped. I've been, sometimes I've gotten in trouble for how much I've been a little bit too honest, But I'd rather be too honest than fake.
I just hope YouTube don't shut you down, because they're totally corrupt.
Yeah. But the good thing is I do have some good people who know some ways around some things, and my only downfall is that, like, instead of like there's some channels that are smart and they will actually talk about, they'll use different ways of saying things, which we've kind of critically done on this call. But I'll just come out and say it. I'll say whatever I want to say. I don't censor myself or censor anyone. Now, what we were talking about was a little bit more sensitive, so we had to do it a little bit. But yeah, I don't like to censor people. But yeah. By the way, not D.B. Cooper. Yeah, that's right. It's William Cooper. Behold the Pale Horse. I highly recommend both yourself and everybody listening check that out. And if you're wondering if I'm going to finish reading that document that was mind-blowing, first I would go back and find it. I'll find out which video it was exactly, but it's a couple videos ago. If anyone knows which video it was, if you could put it in chat, that'd be great. But do you have anything else you want to say, Kevin?
No, man. Thanks for taking my call. What's your next live stream?
Either late night tonight, depending on how things go, because I gotta spend time with my family now. But definitely, I am on every day. Usually, the norm is a live stream for call-ins every night, and then during the day, I'm not gonna create content. If there's real intel out there to be given out and red pills to be dispersed, then I'm going to do it. So during the day, you never know when I might pop up. Usually I pop up like once or twice a day, but we try to do the call-in shows at night,
Yeah. Alright, definitely. I'll try to tune in then.
Oh yeah, tune in, check out some of the old videos. I'm telling you, you'll enjoy it.
All right, man. Appreciate it. Thank you for taking my call. Take it easy.
Of course, Kevin, and thank you again so much for contributing to the channel, and I will not forget that, and I'll be mentioning you in a future video here in the next couple of days, okay?
All right, brother. Take it easy.
All right, Kevin, thank you for the info, and thank you for being cryptic. You did very well.
All right, man. Take it easy.
All right, brother. See that's what I love. A new caller. He just found us today. Maybe he's looking up the Trump speech. He calls in. He wants to see what type of channel we are. You know, are we we're really willing to touch the real truth? I mean, the type of truth like, you know, the people you can't talk about. Those are the ones controlling your truth. Well, in the past, I hit that stuff really hard. Lately, we haven't talked about that type of stuff too much, but yeah, I had to do it. Hey, Gus, Miss McGussie. So many Gusses, so crazy. My father was Gus, and I see so many Gusses all the time in chat. I mean, one of them's a mod. He's a great guy. I don't want to say from the Netherlands, but living in Europe. We'll just say that. Let me see the chat. Yeah, nobody. He wasn't messing with that. Yeah, Chicago was a good caller. That was very interesting caller too. I loved his content and what he was saying. Guys, if you guys can do me a favor, I'm kind of surprised by the likes. If you guys can smash that like button, if you guys are new, subscribe. Like I said, whenever I have intel, I will go live and give it to you. At the same time, I'm always working on a project. Usually I'm working on multiple projects, which can be difficult, but like for instance, right now I have a video on 5G that I'm working on, as well as another video that I can't really say what it's about or would give it away, and somebody else might pick it up and claim it as theirs, so I'll leave that to the side, but it's very interesting. So 2 topics right now that I'm all over. And also, trust me, I've been getting your emails. I know the tetrahedron electric universe. I'm trying to get on that. I would really like an expert like Anthony Patch to really explain it to us, because it explains everything that can't be explained by the theories that are in place now. Yet it also leaves room for an explanation of God, and I mean uppercase G, God, the Lord, Creator, okay, the Father. So you know, I've been working on a lot of different things and doing my best. Today, kind of ears open, eyes open. You know, I might be popping right back up. If you guys see me again tonight, you know that